Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melanie, Josephine, and today I am so excited to give you a little life update, or more like an update on how I've been doing with my resolutions, my goals for this year, because in the beginning of the year I uploaded a video on how I am starting this year, what my goals are and all of this, and we're pretty much 3 months into the year now, and therefore I wanted to give you an update. I didn't make any notes whatsoever, which probably I should have. However, I have a lot of things on my mind that I want to talk about, and so let's get into it. The first point I want to talk about, I think I mentioned in that previous video that I was starting with a new organizational strategy with my weekly planning. And first of all, I'm still doing that, just in a different way. I've changed how I plan for the week now. So before, every Sunday evening I would plan out the whole week, and now I've changed it to every night, so every evening before the next day I am writing a list with three main things that need to get done. And then I write another point that's called if time, and then I list a couple of things that I want to do if there is time. But it's really important for me to classify the three main things as priorities so that I get to them first, because otherwise it's very easy to procrastinate or to do the other things that maybe are easier, or maybe I have less mind drama about those, and that's why I want to do them and not the priorities. But because I have classified those as priorities, they have to get done before I can head to if time. And now this week, and I think this is why it's actually good that I'm filming the video now, I have changed things up a little more. So I'm still doing what I've just explained, that I'm writing a list every night before I go to bed, and that I put three things in it, that I put the if time list. However, what I've changed is the following. So before, I would just work alongside what the list said, but I wouldn't really give myself too many breaks at all. And I've realized that in the evening I wouldn't just feel tired, I would feel exhausted, and that's not really good. I mean, if I already feel like this now, and if you've been following my channel, you know that I took some time off in December and in January, and so now I've started the new year with fresh energy, and I want to do things right. First and foremost, I want to do things in a healthy way and in a very self-loving way. And a lot of the things that I do, like for example the life coaching, are very intense. Now, that being said, I enjoy it very much. I love it actually, but because it's intense, I have to make sure that there are gaps in between, and that in those gaps actually I don't work on other things. Maybe I write one email to somebody in relation to the life coaching, but like following up the last session, but other than that, I realized that I need to give myself a break. And the same even on the days where I don't life coach, where I do things like, for example, film a video, or record a podcast, or do administrative work. I am the kind of person who works so intensely that I realize I need to have that sort of structure for the other days as well. That I give myself certain breaks, and that I really do not work in those breaks, so that I can work in a healthy way. And the next point, you might be asking yourself, okay, if you do that, if you give yourself those breaks, do you actually get as much done as before? Or can you get all the things done that you need to get done? And this is only week 1, but to be honest, I am pretty sure I can. Because what I've noticed, and this is a really big learning, is that usually whatever time frame you give yourself, this is the time that you'll need to get something done. Yes, there are exceptions. There are always exceptions in life, and maybe one thing takes longer than another, or maybe there is something that comes up and that is unplanned. But generally speaking, if you give yourself a time frame and you say to yourself, okay, I want to get this task done in that time frame, and you keep an eye on the time and you work really consciously, then it is possible to do it. Also, last year when I was a scholar with a life coach school, I learned I forgot what they call it, but something like I forgot what they call it, but it's basically along the principle, done is better than perfect. Having something done in a 90% way is better, like in the time that you planned it, is better than going overtime just because you want it to be 120%. That being said, it doesn't mean that everything I do is at a quality of 90%. I am aiming for 120%. But the truth is, let's take this example, Instagram posts. So if I want to do an Instagram post and I want to prepare it, let's say in Canva, I can give myself a certain time limit for searching. Yes, I can go on and on and on to find the perfect one, but in the end of the day, it is just an Instagram post. It is not gonna matter in 2 years' time. It's not gonna be the end-all be-all whether I post this picture or that picture, you know what I mean? But if I get into my perfectionist mode with something like an Instagram post, then I could really easily burn myself out. Going back to priorities, like where do I want to put my focus? Where do I really, really want to concentrate? Where do I want to take a break? And all these things. And I thought about this a little bit more, and we're all so different. That's why we have to do trial and error and look back. What's working for us? What's not working for us? What do we want to change? What do we want to try next? And this is where I am right now. And then I think I have mentioned in the previous video that I was doing the Impossible Goal Challenge, which I had prepared in December. And I'm still doing that. I'm so proud of myself. You know what? I did do the 25 things. When you do the Impossible Goal Challenge, these are all things that bring you closer to your goal, but that are kind of a little bit out of your comfort zone. So at first I thought that 25 is a very high number, but now that I am so committed to this, I didn't count how many I've done for this video, but I've counted them, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, and I think I was at 35. That means I'm already into the next quarter, which is amazing. I did not think that I would pull through, that I would actually do it. I'm so happy and I'm so proud of myself, because the thing is with this challenge, if you haven't watched my previous video, this is about the goal and it isn't at the same time, because whatever you do to get closer to your goal, yes, you'll get closer, but it's called the Impossible Goal Challenge because it is somewhat impossible. And even if you don't reach the goal, you're going to become a different person on the way. And I can already feel that I am becoming that new person because I'm trying so many new things. I am facing so many challenges, and like ups and downs, failure, learning, but I am learning from it and I am not giving up. And the other reason I'm not giving up is because on New Year's Eve, on the 31st of last year, January, I sat down and I wrote down for a very, very long time why I wanted my goal. And I did not just come up with one reason. I came up at least with 5, I don't know with how many more, at least with 5 reasons. And I had heard previously that creating a strong why is a foundation of reaching your goal, but I never fully believed it. But I thought, you know what, I hadn't really put enough effort into my goal, I felt, up until last year. And I was like, you know what, what's the harm? Why don't you try that, the why thing, like creating a strong why? And now I can see that, yes, it is a foundation of getting ahead, getting closer to your goal. If you don't have a strong why, every time you're about to give up, this is what happens. If I want to give up, actually I don't think I've had many moments where I wanted to give up, but I've had like moments where I didn't feel good or something didn't work out, and in those moments I show myself the whys, like why am I doing this? And I can pull them up because I've prepared them. I can look at them again. Most of the time I don't need to pull out the actual writing. I remember what I wrote down. But this is basically all about having those points when you are down, and there's always going to be ups and downs. It's never going to be just one sailing road until you reach your goal. So if you're really serious about your goal, you need to create a strong why. And it's March now. It doesn't really matter when you create it, whether you create it now. Actually, it's better to create it now than wait till December and for the new year, because we still have 9 months to go. But yeah, I'm really glad that I prepared all of these things coming into the new year, and that even though there are ups and downs, I am seeing it through. And on the days where I feel down, I just tell myself that it will get better. And yeah, so I think this is pretty much mostly the update that I have for you in terms of New Year's goals, and referring to where I've started the year and what I've talked about in the previous video. So thank you so much for joining me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and I'm sending you so much love from London. Bye!